Hello, my name is George and welcome to the practice. Today I'm going to guide you through a 45-minute Vinyasa flow sequence. This sequence is going to be on the stronger side, so get ready to put in the work. Make sure that your wrists are properly warmed up. We don't want to have any painful sensations, but overall this is going to be a nice full body practice. So all you need for today's practice is just your mat, your body, most importantly your breath, and whenever you're ready, let's begin. Let's begin in child's pose. So your knees are apart, your big toes are touching. Walk your hands forward. Melt your chest down. Land your forehead onto the mat. And let's reconnect with our breath. I invite you to set an intention for this practice. Why are you here? What is it that brings you to the mat? Set a rhythm of breath that works well for you and that you could maintain throughout the whole practice. And when things are going to get challenging, our breath is going to be the anchor that we come back to. A person can go many weeks without food. We can go many days without water. But how long can you go without breath? So breath is our life. That's why we take this moment here in the beginning of the practice to reconnect to it and feel life. Let's come up to tabletop position. Tuck your toes, stay on your toes, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to do a quick wrist warm-up because it's very important to protect our wrists. So lean forward and lean back. Stretch out your toes and stretch out your wrists. We are looking for a stretching sensation, and we are not looking for a painful sensation. So make sure you can feel. If you can imagine a scale from 1 to 10, the level of pressure should be about 7.5. Don't go beyond that. All right, stay on your toes. Now the fingertips are pointing towards your knees. And lean back. You can bend one arm and then the other. All right, let's come out of this. Now we are going to twist our wrists. So we're going to flip them and we're going to stay on the opposite side of our wrists. And lean back. The range of movement here is going to be less than as regularly. So just be aware of that. All right, let's release. Plant our palms. And let's start off with some cat and cow variations. So Untuck your toes. Your hips are above your knees, shoulders are above your wrists. And we're going to round our back and slowly starting from the bottom of our spine, we're going to start arching our back slowly, slowly, and you look up. From the bottom of your spine, vertebra by vertebra, round your back and arch your back. Let's do one more. Good job. Return to the neutral position. Now we're going to lift our right hand extended towards the front. Lift our left leg, point your toes for a spine balancing. Look somewhere in front of you so you're not hyperflexing your neck. Just have a neutral neck. Hold it here. On your next exhale, bring the knee towards your right elbow. Hold it here. Extend back. Let's do two more, just like this. Bring it to the front. Hold. Find your balance. Extend back. One more. And extend back. Let's switch sides. On your next exhale, reconnect and extend. Keep the breath going. Return to your breath. 2. And 3. Beautiful job. Let's set our knees down, palms down, and find our way into a plank position, my favorite. So, shoulders are above the wrists. Tuck your tailbone, engage the core, push the ground away, and come back to your breath. Remember, when things are going to get challenging in this practice, and I promise you they might, they probably will, return to your breath. Remember, your breath is your life, and that's what really keeps you going. Let's find our downward facing dog. Walk your dog, pedal one foot down and then the other. Once you feel a bit more open, you can set both heels down. Let's lift our right leg up and back and open the hips, open stack. So bend your right leg. On an inhale, shift forward and bring your right knee to your right armpit. Hold it here. Slide your right knee to the right wrist, to the left wrist, all the way up to the left armpit, to the right armpit. Flex your foot and step it outside of your right hand for a lizard lunge. Move around in this lizard. We're opening up our left hip flexors. We are engaging so many muscles, so many joints, stretching our fascia line. Now, move your left hand slightly to the left. Extend your right arm in front of you. And then bring your left foot through, lift your hips, and return back to lizard. Let's do that 4 more times. Through, up, and back. Through, up, and back. You get the gist? Last time. Beautiful job. Return back to lizard. And let's find our plank. Bring your big toes together. Roll onto the right side edge of your foot for a side plank on the right hand, on the right side. Bring your left arm up, pointed towards the sky. Your shoulder is above your wrist. Make sure that you're not sinking down, but you are engaging your side muscles of the core. Bring your left foot up from the right. Bring it towards your armpit and slowly, slowly set it to the top of the mat for a crescent lunge. Your hands are reaching up. Bring your left hand back, right hand in front of you for an open crescent lunge. How are you doing? Oh. On your next exhale, bring your hands all the way back for a spider lunge. Skandasana to the right. You can plant your right palm down on the floor and reach with your left hand towards the sky. If this doesn't work for you, you can just stay in Skandasana. Let's release, return back to the front of the mat. Plant our right hand, right palm down, and we're going to come to the right edge of the right foot. And we're going to find our way into Wild Thing. So bring your left leg over the right leg over the left. Extend your left arm and breathe. Come back to a plank. Bring your left forearm to the ground for a side forearm plank on the left. Bring your right hand up. Engage your glutes, engage your core. And forearm plank. Just a regular forearm plank. Let's stay in this forearm plank for 3 more breaths. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, what you can do is you can bring your feet further down so your shoulders are actually not above your elbows. They're further down. This makes it more challenging, but make sure you're not sinking down and you're bringing your core in line with your body. Let's return back. Let's release and find our way into Sphinx. Focus your gaze somewhere in front of you. Take care of your neck. Some people have the tendency to always look up, and this is not so good for the neck, so make sure your neck is neutral here. If you want to go slightly deeper in this pose, you can extend your arms for a seal pose. Engage your glutes. Make sure you protect your lower back. Let's release all the way to the mat. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to grab our feet and we're going to find our way into, I forgot the name of the position, but you're basically kicking your legs back, engaging your body, your back muscles, and you're going to be on your stomach. Now, if this is too much, you can do any kind of variation like lotus, like this, or like this. But for those of you who want to do this with me, grab your feet. Inhale, exhale, engage your glutes first, kick with your feet, and we're here. Again, take care of the neck. It should be neutral. Kick with your feet, engage the glutes. One more breath. And let's release. Beautiful job. Bring your hands next to your chest. Tuck your toes and push up for plank. Nice and strong. Now let's find our way to downward dog. Beautiful job. Return back to your breath. Engage your Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi is the gentle sound of the ocean in the back of your throat. Imagine you're fogging up a mirror like this, but you do that with a closed mouth. And this type of breathing has a lot of benefits for the health and helps you concentrate and focus during a practice as well. Let's bring our left foot up and back. Bend the left leg, open stack the hips. Shift on your right foot forward, bring the knee towards the left armpit, hold it here. Slide it to the left wrist. Bring it to the right wrist. Bring it up to the right armpit. Left armpit. Flex your foot and step it outside of your left hand. Lizard lunge. Move around. See what feels good. All right. Move your right hand slightly to the right. Extend your left arm in front of you and bring your right leg through. Raise the hips and bring it back. 4 more. Keep the breath going. And 1 more. Beautiful job. Return back to lizard. Set your right knee down. Reach your right foot. Pull it towards you and stretch your right calf. Release the foot, and we meet in plank. Bring the big toes together. Left side edge of the left foot. Bring your hand up for a side plank on the left. Engage your glutes. Push your hips up and a little bit forward. Bring your right foot up, internally rotate it. Bend your knee and step it to the front of the mat for a crescent lunge. Come back to your breath. Make sure that your leg is 90 degrees. Your arms are reaching up. Drop your shoulders a little more. Your right hand goes back, left in front for an open crescent lunge. 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, release and find your way into a spider lunge on the left. I am dripping sweat. It's getting hot here in Finland. Slowly. Finally. Let's place our left palm to the ground. Reach with your right arm to the sky. Twist, lower, middle, upper. Let's find our way back to the top of the mat. Place our right palm down, come to the side edge of the left foot, and bring our right foot over the left for a wild thing. Let's release, bring your right palm down, and we meet in. Bring your right forearm to the mat. Find your way in a forearm side plank on the right. Left hand towards the sky. Bring your hips slightly more up, a bit forward. Engage your body, engage your breath. Come back to your breath. Nice and deep through the nose. Bring your left forearm down for a forearm plank. Now, once again, you have the option to slide your feet back if you want to make this a little bit more challenging. See how far you can go without compensating. Can you fully extend your arms and then maybe lift your elbows? And let's release. Whew, that was challenging. All right, let's do one of those. Back bends again, right? Or what was it? We bend our knees, grab our feet, and then you engage the glutes first, and then you start kicking with your legs, and this brings your body up. Take care of the neck. And release. Find your way into Sphinx. Once again, if you want to go a little deeper, you can straighten your arms for a seal pose. I cannot emphasize this enough, but take care of your neck. Let's release. Fully shake out your hips. And let's now push into child's pose. So let's actually come to Thunderbolt. So we are going to sit on our heels. We're going to bring our right arm to the left leg and gently twist to the left. Come back to your breath if you lost it. Release. Same on the other side. Release now. Plant your left palm to the ground. Reach your right hand above your head to the left for a side stretch. Other side. Release. Now we're going to bring our hips up. And we're going to do a camel pose. So we're going to reach our feet. Make sure to take care here. If you cannot go far, then it's okay, no problem. Just try to go a little bit down. Don't go too far. For those of you who want to have it full, we first bring our left arm all the way here. And then we bring our right one bring your head slightly down and breathe here. Let's take 2 breaths. Look up to the sky, engage your glutes. One more breath. And release. Same way. First the right and then the left. Good job. All right, let's set our hips down and let's find our way into seated position. Let's do a little counter for this camel. Extend your legs in front of you. Bring your arms up and fold forward. If you can reach your feet here and grab them, feel free to do so. If you're not there yet, you can bend your legs, grab your feet, start to move your hips back until you find a stretching sensation. Wherever it is, that's where you stay. Let's take 5 breaths here. Slowly release your feet if you had them held. Let's come onto our back. Oh, this feels so good. But not yet. We're coming there. We're getting there. So let's bring our right foot up. Bring it on top of the left. Twist to the left. Extend your right arm to the right. You can place your left hand on the feet and just relax and melt. Reconnect with your breath and let gravity do all the work for you. So instead of resisting and trying to relax, just let go and surrender with each exhalation. We are now shifting into the parasympathetic nervous system, the system that is responsible for rest and digest. So that's why it's so important to end a yoga class on a calm note. That's why we stretch and take it easy here at the end. So that we can calm down our nervous system and let our body know that it's okay. There is nothing to be afraid of, nothing to run from. Switch sides. Let's release. Now let's let's bring our hips up for bridge. Just for 2 breaths, so we are realigning our hips again after these twists. Now bring your palms to the mats, but you want to place your palms underneath your glutes so that when you land your glutes, they are landing onto your hands. And now we are going to bring our legs all the way up. And as we bring our legs down, we are going to start lifting our chest all the way up. It's like imagine someone is pulling you from your chest. You can either set your feet all the way down or you can hold them if you want to. Just see what is best for you. Take 2 breaths here. This is called a fish pose. And release everything. Beautiful job. Extend your legs, extend your arms. Take as much space as you need for this well-deserved Shavasana. Relax your feet, relax your arms, relax your face. Let go of any tension. Some people say that Shavasana is one of the most important parts of a yoga practice, because you give your body and your mind the time to observe all of the changes that happens during the practice. You also give time for your nervous system to calm down and settle in. So, focus on your breathing. With each exhalation, you surrender just a little bit more. Take this time for yourself. Is there any tension in your jaw? If there is, let it go. Acknowledge your tremendous willpower that you have. Life goes by so fast, and we always think that once we reach a certain point, that's when we're going to be content. But life is happening right now. There is no end goal. Life is a journey. So enjoy this journey and slow down. Savor life. Smell the roses. Listen to the birds. Slowly start to come back to your body. Move your fingers, your feet. Notice the heaviness of your body. In your own time, roll over to one side, left to right. Hug yourself. Give yourself a nice warm hug. Remember that the first relationship starts with yourself and it ends with yourself. Whenever you're ready, with your eyes closed, push up to a seated position. Bring your hands on the lap, wherever is comfortable for you. And thank yourself for showing up and for doing this practice. Your willpower, your awareness about taking care of your mind and your body. Thank you for practicing with me and for allowing me to share my practice with you. If you enjoyed this practice, support my channel by subscribing for more practices like this. With lots of love and gratitude, Namaste.